What up? What up? What up? It's Rec League Podcast, man. My name is Randy Little. If you're new to this, I appreciate you checking us out. If you've been here for a minute, this episode it's me, it's Sig, it's Nick. While I'm thinking about it, send my dog Rocket some well wishes, man. He is under the weather. Couldn't kick it with us this episode. But on this episode, first half of the discussion, we covering current events and whatnot, trailer reactions, news, and then Lee Winnell come out with Wolfman this weekend. So we are talking Universal Monsters, Dracula all the way from the 30s to modern day, Invisible Man, Abigail, all of that. Speaking of new releases, I got Den of Thieves 2 Pantera. I got a review for that on my personal YouTube channel. And then this current weekend, Wolfman, obviously, one of them days, got reviews up for those two. Back in Action with Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz is on Netflix. And then this upcoming weekend, we got Flight Risk. Mark Wahlberg, Michelle Dockery, Topher Grace, directed by Mel Gibson. I might watch it, I might not. I can't find a reason to be interested. Whatever. The weekend of January the 31st, the weekend of the next podcast episode, on the 30th, we got You're Cordially Invited on Prime. Reese Witherspoon, Will Ferrell, might be cheeks, might be funny. And then Dogman, the new DreamWorks animated release, the follow-up to The Wild Robot, that comes out. Looks silly enough. On physical media, where are we going? January the 7th. We got I see a 7 4K Saturday Night, We Live in Time. This past Tuesday, on the 14th, Sometimes I Think About Dying, starring Daisy Ridley. Couple Criterion drops. 21st, we got The Substance. Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 get 4Ks. Jackie Brown get to 4K. Smile 2, Venom the Last Dance, Here, Heretic, all come out. This is a busy Tuesday, as they say. And then the 28th, before the next episode, Warner Archive is putting Just Friends on Blu-ray. And then House, the complete series, is getting a Blu-ray box set. And there you have it. I'll be back. Group discussion, as I said, current events, Universal Monsters. Whether it's high, whether it's low, 1 star, 5 stars, thumbs up, thumbs down. No matter where you at in the world, it's all love. Hit us with some feedback, what you thought of the episode. It's all love. It's Rec League. Back once again. See, not your back, Nick. I wanted to kick this off with a very, very, hell is frozen over thing, but we'll do that second. Because we lost a cinema icon that I'm going to let y'all chop it up. Because, full disclosure, y'all probably going to slam the computer shut. I have never seen anything David Lynch has done. I respect the impact on the culture, though. So, Eric, talk about David Lynch and his impact on movies.
No, not one thing. You serious?
Nah.
When you didn't even do a Dune watch? When Dune?
Oh, I have seen Dune, but I don't want to bash Dune right after he passed.
Yeah, but that's
correct. I hated David.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But a thing. That's a studio and him, that vision, and blah blah blah.
When
that's just not a bad movie for bad movie's sake.
When I heard that he passed, I initially thought like some Cronenberg shit. I was thinking of A History of Violence and Eastern Promises. Like, wait, that's not him. So
they're in the same milieu.
Yeah, but I think his biggest impact on one of pop culture. No, it has to be probably his biggest one is Twin Peaks, be it the movies and the TV shows, and then they brought it back. That's definitely what he's best known for, and the general people, whatever. But yeah, and even my favorite thing of his is probably Blue Velvet.
Yeah, Blue Velvet. Blue Velvet sucks.
Pervert.
It really made me like, I was like, I need to do just like a run through. I always do these like director rankings, like when there's like a reason. Like I'm always like, oh well, something's coming out, I got to do the ranking. As like I never just, he hasn't had a movie since.
It's Inland Empire.
Empire was that like 2006? I feel like I was in high school when that came out.
Yeah, that was in the man. I didn't realize it was that long. Yeah, that was
like
2000.
December of 2006.
Yeah. What is my favorite Lynch movie? For whatever reason, I always just think Mulholland Drive.
Mulholland Drive.
That comes out in my head. So, but I'm like, is that it? I don't know. Yeah. Lost Highway is underrated. But then again, I always just think of the one scene in Lost Highway that like I lose my mind over. And I'm like, I need to watch the movie. I need to like rewatch it and be like, okay, is this better than The Elephant Man? Is this better? Eraserhead, which is insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's out of control. That's an out of control movie, but it's also just very in control.
Yeah,
which
is
only
probably. I don't know. Have you seen Wild at Heart?
Yeah. But again, it's like one of those things. I used to sit at home when I was like 13, 14, 15. I was like a latchkey kid. And so I would just sit at home and watch whatever for years. Like this was like every day I would watch at least a couple movies that were just on video on demand when that was a thing. I would just put on the guide, be like, Wild at Heart, I love Nicolas Cage. And I would just like turn it on. And like that's where I watched so many movies. And that's what I think of. Like I know I watched Mulholland Drive around that time.
Yeah. Do you have it on DVD?
I do. Now.
Now. So, do you remember, I don't know if they changed it in reprints or whatever, even on a Blu-ray, but the initial DVD for Mulholland Drive, you remember anything about it?
It was round. You put it in, it went.
So he did something with that movie that was kind of cool. You can't skip chapters. You have to watch it from beginning to end.
See, I don't do that.
Good.
Or at least that DVD.
Yeah, which is, it has no chapter, no menu. I remember the DVDs, how they used to do.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of weirdo just jumps into the middle of a movie?
Oh, you'd be surprised.
No, I wouldn't. People are weird.
On like higher speed, or they'll fast forward through scenes because they don't like them. Like, why would you fast forward? I mean, what? Look at her.
Yeah, but I know he got an honorary Oscar, but I forgot to look and see if he got like nominated even.
I think it was. I mean, Mulholland Drive was an awards player. That may have been his only one, other than Man, maybe. Certainly not Eraserhead. I think the guy, and this is another movie I haven't watched in a long time, but I did watch it as a kid and didn't know it was David Lynch. But The Straight Story, which is such a bizarre movie for him to have directed, but it's like a Disney movie.
3 Best Director nominations.
Pretty sure that.
One writing.
And that movie is just like, it's kind of like a quiet little, like very family friendly movie. And I need to read up, like, how did he get that job? And he killed it. It's not like it was like, oh, he was out of his element. Like, he was out of his element doing Dune. The straight story is really good. Poor Dune.
Yeah, the straight story. That was. I remember that coming out around. That'd have been the late 90s.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Dunder Mifflin, this is Pam.
That's funny.
Yeah, got him.
Y'all about to get me thrown out because I have so many questions.
The Office.
Like, we're barely started on season 3, and like, I want to know, like, when does everything switch up?
No, well, you'll see. I mean, you happen to Dave Lynch that office.
I know I'll see. I want to know.
Yeah. But no, and he's I sent y'all that post. I hate to bash people. I'm not even gonna mention his name.
Disney would never make this movie today.
And it's definitely a, what do you call it?
Gubernatorial.
But a quality over quantity. Because you look at his filmography, you'd be lucky if he even get to 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think is it even 10 movies? Mm-hmm. He was doing Twin Peaks.
Yeah, and that's the movie and the TV show that went originally 30?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 exactly.
Look at that. And that's the movies and the TV stuff.
Yeah.
Like the impact you did, though. I mean, there was like literally everybody. NASA tweeted something like, "And to Disney."
Right, edited, composed. He was cooking on Eraserhead. He did everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. If you've ever seen the movie, like, I really just picture like a guy standing there with a camera.
When I was a kid, I always thought that was Tim Robbins.
It could be.
It looked like yo.
Yeah.
Hudsucker Proxy era.
Right.
I don't know at like what age I realized, that's not Tim Robbins.
No, man. And he did a lot of it there. I don't think I've seen any of them because he did a lot of short films too.
Yes. Nope. As recently as 2020.
But, what was it? He was a photographer too. I don't know if y'all ever seen any of his work.
No.
No. But yeah, his honorary. But no, it sucks because he's you look up some of his YouTube footage that he worked with Kyle MacLachlan a lot, and he has some of the greatest stories about him. If you look up interviews with him about David Lynch, and that's a good time.
Yeah. He worked with a lot of the same actors a lot, and they loved him in ways that you don't really say. Like, even like you'll see like DiCaprio and Scorsese talk, they just kind of seem like friends, a really good. I like the way he works. He's great. It's like Laura Dern loved David Lynch, like when he talks about him, and I'm like, I want to get there. Love me. Like, yeah, Kyle MacLachlan. Like, who's another one?
Yeah, and he calls him. I don't know if you heard of his interviews. He doesn't call him Kyle. He calls him Kale.
Kale. Yeah. Like Dino De Laurentiis couldn't pronounce Kyle.
Yeah.
Called him Kale. Kale, come over here, Kale. And then he just called him Kale for 40 years.
Yeah.
Kyle.
Right. They can't. What is Dino? Dino was what? Italian, French. Or
okay.
Over here, Kale.
Yeah.
Wasn't aware of all that.
Like how Cartman pronounces it. Come on, Cal.
All right, but yeah. Last weekend, the Earth shook. May have actually stopped rotating. Pigs in the sky, ice coming from the depths of hell. For the first time, I want to say, since being a regular on this very podcast, our young fan favorite Nicholas gave a 5-star review.
I did.
Now review that shit. Tell us why. Tell us the movie. Tell us why. I want to know.
If you have not seen the movie Better Man, it is a Robbie Williams biopic. and you were thinking, who is Robbie Williams? With trash, because like, okay, like 25-ish years ago, like during that kind of like big pop music kind of boom,
The TRL days.
Like the boy band uprising, you had like Britney and everybody, like it was just kind of like the big pop resurgence of like the late 90s, early 2000s. Robbie Williams was on the radio. It wasn't huge. Maybe wasn't like a crossover hit, but he was on the radio. Like he was around. His videos were on MTV. I remember Robbie Williams. And I can say he was not famous here. Like I was like, okay, yeah, I remember it being around, but no, he's just never really been that famous.
You had to, at least, if you were paying attention, saw him peripherally. Because I did.
I was like, it's one of those things. Like, there's a lot of people like that. It'd be like an actor like Stephen Fry is somebody I thought of who was like in things. He's really famous over in like Britain, but like if they made a Stephen Fry biopic, Americans would be like, who? And it'd be like, I love him over there. It's like it happens all the time. People just can't really get over it with this for whatever reason. They're just like, who is he? And I'm like, it doesn't matter if you know him or his music. The movie is laid out like a musical, like similar to The Greatest Showman.
Yeah. But then again, Nick, let me put one thing in. But somebody asked me, I forgot what biopic it was. And I asked, I forget which one it was. I asked them, I'm like, did you see this biopic about, what's their name? And they were like, I don't really know that much about him. And I told them, that sounds like a good reason to watch a biopic.
That's what the biopic is for.
Yeah, but no, go ahead.
That's what this is. Like, to me, it's probably the best music biopic I've ever watched. I always think of Ray as kind of the template. Like, I'm like, that's the bar. Like, you should be trying to be as good as Ray is. And most fail. I don't know. I've pretty much all of them since Ray have not been as good as Ray.
No.
But this, I mean, like, this bucked everything I say. I'm always like, you know, like Bohemian Rhapsody, even A Complete Unknown, which I thought was just okay. Like, I was like, it's good. I don't know if it's great. But it's like, good. You look into it, and it's like the subject of the biopic or their estate or whatever always have their hands in it. They're always like, you know, Queen sanitized Bohemian Rhapsody down to nothing. Entertaining movie. Entertaining, but it's like, you know, things went down differently than this. This bucked, I'm always like, anyone that does that, you know, it's never going to be truly. This bucked that idea for me completely, because Robbie Williams was 100% involved in this, and it's unapologetic, like 100%.
That's what I was going to say. It just sounds like he didn't hide his skeletons.
Yeah, it is bones and all, just everything laid out. He's a monkey.
Do they explain it?
No. I mean, they don't. It's kind of like the thing everybody talks about where they want a Muppet movie where one guy is just a guy and everyone's a Muppet and you never acknowledge it. That's what this is, except it's like the opposite. Everybody is a person. His parents are people. And they just never acknowledge that he's a monkey. It's sort of implied throughout. Like, they make references to him, you know, always feeling like he was less evolved, or always feeling like he was an animal for the, you know, the people. They make, like, little, you know, touches on that. That's about it. That's why he is a monkey. Even if they didn't, it's like, who gives a shit? It immediately makes it unique. Everything you're seeing, even though the story hits familiar beats, everything you're seeing on the screen is something you have not seen before. It's like, Jesus, ballroom dancing monkey. You know, oh my God, a monkey doing cocaine. It's amazing.
Yes. Yes.
It's so good.
Blind buy secured.
You know, and I've thought about it every day. I've listened to the soundtrack nonstop. I'm seeing it again today, finally. Goes.
All right.
I gave it a 5. I don't know if it's a flawless, perfect movie, but it's just a 5 out of 5, where I'm just like, I wouldn't change anything about the experience I had seen. I wouldn't change anything about, like, you know, the choices they made. I'm like, you know what? I know why they did that, and it's great. So, if you have not seen it, if you're sitting there struggling, like, do I see that or Bob Dylan? Go see that. I think the Pharrell movie was better than the Bob Dylan movie, and no one is talking about it. I'm like, we had two biopics with really unique points of view on how to.
Yeah.
And like everybody's, and it's pissing me the fuck off.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It goes to show.
Your Virginia bias is taking over.
That
no, us
parts watching that where I was like, I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, us is, I guess, Americans.
We are?
The general film-going population. It shows how just closed-minded you can be.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you got this argument over here.
There's so many monkeys in pop culture right now, though.
They're so hard.
Like original movies and concepts, and then they come out and you don't go see the shit.
Yeah, it's 100% like it's like clockwork. You know, I knew it would flop. I didn't even know like the numbers. I was like, I don't know. You know, Paramount apparently bought it for $25 million, and
not gonna get that back.
Yeah. What's the international?
I was about to say maybe international.
120 some million, and a lot of it was the director's own money. So it's kind of like the musical Horizon. But I'm like,
it'll probably get word of mouth will come out. It'll.
But it's like you go online, and it's hard to know what is viral now because it's like, okay, I wrote something on Twitter about it, and my little mini review on Twitter, which I never do, but I was just like, I just want y'all to know that this is like the best movie I've ever seen. I get likes on it every day. I'm up to like 75 likes or something. It's not like amazing.
You're gonna
like,
get quoted for the back of the Blu-ray cover.
And it's like now all I see on Twitter is praise for the movie. And like, I love Robbie Williams. I've always loved Robbie Williams for like 30 years and all this stuff. That's all I see. So it's hard to know what is actually viral anymore. But like everybody is sharing the little dance sequences, which is amazing if you haven't watched it. And so I'm just like, is that like TikTok culture, RIP? Like, is that a thing where it's like everything goes viral, but we don't actually engage with what we're sharing? It's like, look at this monkey. That's so great.
Yeah. You know something?
A movie.
And what you said, that's like, Randy, let me ask y'all both this. Can y'all fit the room that y'all are in right now? Can y'all fit 75 people in there?
No.
75 people?
Yeah.
No.
Let me how many people is 75? And we get this thing.
Are they skinny? Are they fat? Are they tall? Like, I need details.
I know not 75 people, but the thing is social media dysmorphia is what it's called. And like on Instagram, when I post something, I'll be happy that the same 25 people, and then another 10 or 15 people actually see what I post.
You're welcome.
You know, enjoy it and get something out of it. Then, because it's crazy the whole TikTok thing. We're gonna see how it goes, but I'll rather that than 1,000 likes of
bots.
Robots.
Yeah, bots and people who I don't know and don't appreciate. I mean, they liked it, but you know what I'm saying? It's crazy when you realize like just how many people, and you know we're all guilty of it, but then that's what social media is. And but now going back to that Better Man, I hope it finds a resurgence, or it's gonna actually become a cult movie.
Yeah,
like. That's
the true definition.
They're destined to be a cult classic. I'm like, well, you might be right this time because they're 5 minutes. They were like, oh, this movie's made $7, and it's like, shit, fuck. But it's also like, why are we harping? I don't understand why we harp on movies that underperform instead of letting them leg out. Because like The Greatest Showman, if you recall, didn't open. You know, it opened like right before Christmas, maybe like a week before Christmas. And it was like, whatever. And then just over Christmas into the new year, into like February, it just lagged out. Like, I think it was number 1 at one point, and the word of mouth, not even that great of a movie. It was good. I enjoyed it. My mom and my sister looked like 28 days later after we saw. Like, I looked over there, like, oh, that was the best. Restart it. I was like, okay. That's how I felt about Better Man. I was just like, it went off, And like I sat through like the whole credits. Like I was like, I don't want to leave. I was like, if we leave, that means it's done. And I don't remember the last time a movie made me feel like that. Like not some Marvel movie where you're sitting at the credits like I don't want to leave. Like no, I was like, if we leave the theater, that means we
The
saw
experience
it.
is over.
It's over. We gotta go. Tomorrow is a new day. That sucks.
Can't wait till 2031 to hear Nick's next 5-star review.
Mm-hmm. Most of my I looked and I'm like most of them like you can get on Letterboxd and like give ratings to like Christmas specials. So like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, that's 5 stars. Charlie Brown, that's 6 stars. Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, that's an easy 5 stars.
I'm talking about new releases. This is your first 5 stars since A Star Is Born.
Mm-hmm. And I've thought about it, 7 years. It's just Star Is Born. I think about that all the time. I'm always like, a 5-star? Was that really a 5-star?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, sorry, it's really great though. Like when I think about that Oscar year, I'm always like, look at the fucking movies that beat that.
It's like, I'm a 5-star slut. Nick is a 5-star prude.
I am.
Everything else, our tastes are lined up.
Green Book and Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm like, you're telling
me that was that year, huh?
Are better than A Star Is Born?
No.
Yeah, that was that year.
It was. Particularly, I think at the time, I was like, yeah, I'd have probably voted for A Star Is Born like any year, but like that year in particular. And that's it. And this is shaping up to be like the worst Oscars in like forever.
And like you said something about it on Twitter.
Better Man should be up for visuals.
These damn voters. The Brutalist is long.
It's half a work shift.
3 hours long. And it has an intermission.
Yeah, 3.5 hours.
What is this, 1942?
And there's plenty of articles saying, like, are these voters actually watching this movie?
Haven't we talked about this in the last, 2 or 3 years? No, they're not.
Yeah.
It sucks. And it's like they're saying, it's like, oh, I voted what my friend worked on.
Yeah.
Like,
and it sucks.
Respect, but also, like, your friend, okay, why is Amelia Perez going to win 100 awards? It's like, your friend worked on Amelia Perez? No, no, he didn't. It's going to piss me off. Like,
and the for your consideration stuff is going out now. They extended the period to vote. And there's a campaign that's not going to be, imagine a for your consideration email for a screener for Best Actress, Smile 2. I am not watching this.
Yeah. Horror? Pass.
Horror movie? What is this?
And they decided it was The Substance this year. Which was,
and it's always,
I enjoyed The Substance.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
But they do that. It's like they pick and choose. It's a flavor.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call it? Flavor of the day or whatever.
Yeah.
It's going to be The Substance.
It's really like they were just like there can't be two. Have you ever watched the show Master of None with Aziz Ansari?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Episode where he's like trying to get
I don't think I watched season 3.
And there's another his Indian buddy, like his friend is also Indian, and like he goes out for the sitcom, and neither of them get it, and like they get that leaked email, and they're there can't be two.
Yeah.
And it's like the whole episode, it's like why not? And they give all these examples of all this stuff. That's the Oscars. Like every year.
Yeah, it's the it's what you call the 1 per rule.
Yeah. And it's like, dude, there's gonna be it's like there can't be 2 music biopics.
Yeah.
Why? One of them's good.
And that episode was making fun of the Sony leak.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why can't they? Yeah, it's just an old school gatekeeping way of thinking. Even though they opened up, inviting more.
No integrity.
It's like that. Anything. Then it's like you invited younger people, invited people of different cultures, different ethnicities, races, and all this stuff. But it's like the movies are still like The Brutalist.
Yeah, but the thing is, they did that.
The movie get there.
Yeah, like you said, they did that. They opened up the invitations to make it more diverse. But that itself was based on something jacked up. Because that was after the the Oscar so white stuff happened, and it was like 2 times out of 3 years where it happened, and one of the years were, and I remember the argument, and one of the years was when Selma came out, and it's been confirmed because that's when that I forgot what was the jacked up incident that happened, and they were was that the I Can't Breathe?
Chris Rock?
Don't be knucklehead. No, not at the Oscars.
That would have been like what
in the real world. And Ava DuVernay, and they were supporting it, and they wore, and they were like, "Oh, I'm not supporting this movie just because they did that. They're speaking out on this horrible event that happened." I forgot what corresponded with that, but it's jacked up. They didn't vote for the movie out of pettiness. They didn't give David an Oscar nod because of pettiness.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're trying to think. It was something that happened around that time that they were very, very vocal about.
About 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Hey, like that was after Trayvon Martin. That was always kind of the biggest one.
Yeah. But yeah, it's jacked up, and it always will be. And
yeah, I just you know, I can talk about this all day, but it's always like the movies don't ever reflect like
Steve Rogers.
Movie Sing. That movie was nowhere. I have not been able to watch it. It is playing at one theater in my city. I'm hoping I can go see it. It's playing in one theater now. They're like, Coleman Domingo, shoe in for Best Actor nomination. I'm like, good. He's great. But the movie is not. Like, the movie is not in the conversation at all. Like, it's like, you get to a point where, like, this is going to be what's nominated, whether you like it or not. And it's like, how get there? How?
Yeah.
Why?
And one thing I hate and really don't get, and it's happened quite a bit in recent years, like Argo was one, and there was another movie. Not only movies that get nominated for Best Picture and the director doesn't get a nod, but these movies win Best Picture without the director getting the nod. I'm like, yeah, did the movie directed itself? Like, yeah, because that's what happened with Argo.
Did it on purpose. Like, yeah, we're not going to direct. We're not going to, we'll humble Ben Affleck. That's like, you humble? He gave you the best picture of the year. What are you talking about?
Oh, man. But anyway, I'm sure we're going to talk more about that in the next couple of weeks.
It's better, man. It's for every Oscar. I'm not bullshitting. It might get nominated for effects,
visual effects. It's on the short list. That's all it
might, it's not effect wise. It's not even that extravagant compared to something like Wicked or even like Rise of or Kingdom of the Apes, where the apes are doing a bunch of shit.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
But
sir,
it's nominated for all of them. It won't get any. It didn't even get any BAFTAs. And it's like, that's your guy.
Right, that's your people.
Hugh Grant got a BAFTA nomination. It's like, well, yeah, he's the British guy. It's Hugh Grant. It's like, you don't do Robbie.
Oh, man.
For Heretic?
Anyway, go see a 5 out of 5 banger.
All right. Yeah. I want to talk about the Daredevil trailer, speaking of banger.
Oh, yeah.
We don't do very much TV on here, but I feel like this needs to be touched upon.
I feel like we're back.
We're so fucking back.
Wish it was a movie. That's still my biggest takeaway. Like, I wish they'd just be like, Daredevil movie.
It's not unpleasant to see you.
And it would be. Right?
That's my thing. The last time we saw Fisk and Matt Murdock together, he was getting the ever-loving dog shit beat out of him.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of season 3, like, Daredevil whooped his ass. Mm-hmm. But now it's not unpleasant to see him. I need to know why.
Yeah. How many episodes is it supposed to be?
I think both seasons combined might be like 18, so we might be getting 2 9-season episodes. I got there.
I hate that.
And
9 weeks.
Why does Matt have to say Frank to get Punisher to stop fucking him up? Is it,
yeah.
Sorry, WandaVision, your top spot is getting bumped just off a trailer.
What if it sucks?
Oh,
You don't put that evil on me.
I thought Netflix shows were good. Some of them were way better than others. I remember the Defenders show being kind of underwhelming to me.
It was. It was.
I mean,
it's what the children call. I don't think it was bad, but it should have been like way more.
Should have been like,
because it had some good stuff in it.
Because that was the whole marketing scheme. We're gonna give you all these individual seasons, and then we're gonna bring them together, like the Avengers for TV.
Yeah, like the trailer, like the little thing was like them in the elevator and like her looking at the camera and then like hitting it. I remember getting so hyped. I was like, wait,
guys. But it's I think honestly, it's the weak link syndrome. Iron Fist.
I remember thinking it was.
What was that?
Significant. I remember. It's fine. Though, like many of those.
Time
the
out.
Big thing
Eric
they had like a main villain.
Eric just did one of them Kiki Palmer and one of them Days things. He said, "Iron Fist." Ew.
No.
But like, the thing I remember is like, be like who you think was going to be the main villain. And then, like, halfway through, someone else kills that villain and is like, I'm Alfred Woodard. I'm really...
Yeah.
They did that, like, 3 times.
Luke Cage did that shit,
that was
too.
A thing, wasn't it?
Luke Cage season 1 did that shit and downgraded the villain.
Mm-hmm. That's what I remember the biggest about this Netflix show. I just remember, like, wasn't Sigourney Weaver on there?
Yeah.
Or, like, surprise, bitch!
Surprise, motherfucker.
They couldn't afford her for 6 episodes or whatever.
Yeah. And I made that joke with Mahershala. I was like, damn, I guess he had to go back to House of Cards or something.
Yeah. Win some Oscars.
We're gonna need you to come across the hall. Enough of this Luke Cage shit.
Yeah.
We have some inside information that Kevin Spacey's about to ruin this show, so we need you back over here.
The Joe Pesci and Goodfellas. So they're just like, come in here real quick.
Yeah. So the question is, I don't know, because I watched it way early. is it canon to Netflix?
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's also like the Netflix shows were so.
No, bro.
They said like they are part of the MCU. They are.
You bring back Karen. You bring back Foggy. You bring back the supporting cast. Bullseye. All the same actors. It's canon.
One of them, like, I don't know. They made a point to get D'Onofrio back for Hawkeye. Like that could have been an actor. They could have shoehorned that in and then made Echo and just be like, "This is how we introduce our Kingpin." They do that, and it's just like, that's the thing that it's like there was like this is canon to the MCU, and it's like they wouldn't even call them by name. She would just be like, "What about the flag waver?" Say his name. You know his name. He is on the every day. Say his name. She's like, "Oh, you know the green guy, his crew. They're called the Avengers."
He said his crew.
The green guy and his crew. Like, no. Say their name.
But I'm just hoping, because it's one thing. So with the Daredevil show, what people were complaining about, I mean, it's no coincidence one of the best episodes of Iron Fist is the one RZA directed. The big problem people had is, I mean, no offense to...
Wait, come again? Finn Jones?
The guy who played Danny Rand.
Finn Jones.
Yeah. But it was a combination of things that weren't there for that show. Like editing, directing, the fight choreography. Now look at the Daredevil fights, the hallway fight scene. The scene in the office when Bullseye had the Daredevil outfit on and they fought.
RZA directed an episode of Iron Fist?
Really? You know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
He should have directed the whole shit.
Yes, he should have. Like, seriously.
He did the Man with the Iron Fist. You're thinking of the Man with the Iron Fist.
He did that also. He did direct the episode of Iron Fist, though.
It's not Iron Fist.
The man with that. But yeah.
Look, just keep Colleen Wing. I don't care what you do with Iron Fist. Just bring Jessica Henwick into the Disney Marvel shit, and I'll be happy.
Oh yeah, for whatever reason.
I don't even remember the second season of Iron Fist. Like I got
it's just like a fever dream. Like,
and it was better.
I don't remember hating the first season.
Nah.
Like, I just remember being like, "This is okay. This is probably not as good as the previous shows." But I don't remember being like, "This is awful." And
that's the thing that makes it stand out more to me, because it wasn't bad.
I was like, it's okay. And
it wasn't bad, but
and I was like, it is kind of the point of the story that he's a little rich boy who had to like learn what to survive. I mean, it is a story. Why did we have to tell it? That's the question. It's like hero to put in there, but that part of it, I was like, that was fine. I don't know. Like, I just remember being like, this is okay. I don't hate this. Why is movie? That was just my thing 10 years ago, and it's still kind of my thing. I'm like, if we're making the Marvel Cinematic Universe, why isn't this a movie? A Daredevil movie. A Daredevil should be in a movie.
Yes.
Kingpin be in movies. I mean, granted, we already got the best possible Daredevil movie already. And we'll never top it. We'll never top it, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. We did that with Spider-Man, too.
Oh, man.
But, we could try. We could try. We could make, establish him in the world. Other than him being Spider-Man's lawyer.
Catching bricks.
I'm a really good lawyer.
I saw that with my friend 4 years ago and found out, like, recently that she did not know who that was.
Yes, the same person I went to go see it with.
Like,
didn't know.
Daredevil? I had no. Well, I thought people were just clapping. I was like,
they were so confused. What's it? Like, who is that? I'm like, this is that devil, motherfucker.
My wife knew. Right? As soon as the cane hit the ground, I got the biggest nerd boner. Like, my wife knew.
Yeah. I was like, you thought people were just happy that he found a lawyer? Like, the people were like, diving. They were jumping and woohooing, and I was like, you just thought, oh, he got legal representation. Yes. It's like, no, he got the best lawyer.
Oh man. Oh yeah, but
I'm ready.
Looks good, right?
Yes, looks great.
Not as great as Affleck, but whatever.
Greater.
Michael Clark Duncan as the Kingpin. That was.
Affleck's already signed on for Secret Wars, so it's just gonna be just
Michael Clark Duncan, the Kingpin. I just remember I went to my theater, and for whatever reason, from the trailers, back then I could only see trailers like in front of movies. So it's like you went to the theater. I went to see Like Mike, and that's where I saw the Daredevil trailer, and I was like, holy fuck! But like the trailer. Just for whatever reason, my little 12-year-old brain, I didn't connect. I saw Michael Clark Duncan in it. And I was just like, it's Michael Clark Duncan. Oh, he's like a gangster. Cool. And then I just remember going to the theater later, like at another point, and they had the character posters of Daredevil hanging above the door. It's like Bullseye, whatever. And it was just Michael Clark Duncan standing there with the cane, and it said Kingpin. I just remember losing I was like, oh, no way. Like, I was like, look at him. He looks amazing. Get online, and people are like, not my Kingpin. I don't know what Kingpin you're looking at. And I was like,
oh, boy.
Oh, you fucking kid. I was like, dude, no, that's, like, perfect. Like, who else would even be able to look like this? Like, that's the Kingpin.
And Jennifer Garner's never been so fun.
Oh, my God. All right. That's true. We're never going to have
my 2 cents on that Daredevil movie. Do this. It's hard to find now, I think.
That's what she said.
Go watch the director's cut. Have any of y'all seen the director's cut?
Probably.
I have. It is superior.
It is a much better movie.
Theatrical cut, which I always loved the theatrical cut as a kid.
But it fills it out. It's a prime example of how, like, Kingpin, it's the one, when they introduce him,
Fox.
Oh, this is Kingpin, when he just randomly kills his own guards.
Yeah.
And that's not in the theatrical version. It's just, okay, I'm Kingpin, hello.
When I was a boy.
No, he didn't do any of that shit. He's in there smoking a cigar.
No, he was a boss. Michael Clark Duncan Kingpin was a boss.
He was the shit. And I look back with nothing but fond memories. And they absolutely.
Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin is just an ego with mental health issues.
Yeah, we don't. He's the woke Kingpin. He's got the mental health problems.
And it's hilarious that Jon Favreau would go on and just Jon Favreau was foggy.
They said, "Hey, you do this movie, and we'll keep you in this. Give us like 5 years, and you're always going to have a steady paycheck with us."
Oh man,
but he's good as Foggy.
Yeah,
I love that movie. I can't. And anytime anybody shit talks, like, what's a worse movie, this or that, I'm like, why would you even talk about Daredevil that way?
And then, oh man.
Well, we didn't get a Daredevil 2, and that director went to do Ghost Rider.
We got Elektra, which is a bad movie.
We did get Elektra.
Oh, yeah.
Jennifer Garner.
Like,
Jennifer Garner might be more fine in Elektra than in Daredevil.
Elektra poster changed my life. The movie is not. Is bad. Like, it's bad.
Dog ass.
It might be worse. It's probably worse to me than like Catwoman.
Ooh.
Catwoman is goofy.
They're both in the same ballpark of 1-star ratings.
I know I've watched Catwoman more times than Elektra. I've maybe seen Elektra times, 3 times, maybe in 20 years.
Well, how many times did you watch the Brendan Fraser Mummy movies? Segue. Very bad segue.
A handful of times, at least, yes. 5-6 times.
Yeah.
Rachel Weisz. In those 2 movies, Rachel Weisz is the most beautiful human to ever breathe.
Yes.
I
mean, she's known Maria Bello.
Maria Bello.
We do not acknowledge that dog ass cousin of Elektra and Catwoman. I saw Nick gave it a 2 on Letterboxd. Bro, that is very generous.
Tomb of the Dragon. I remember the first time I watched that movie.
That shit is so trash.
Fine. Like, I don't know if, like, I didn't see it in the theater. I remember I rented it.
I did.
I didn't buy it even for like a few years. I rented it at Hollywood Video when it came out. And then I went home and watched it, and I was like, this is fun. This is fine.
Nope.
I don't get Brendan Fraser's like 38. Why does he have like a grown-up son? It doesn't make sense. But whatever. I wasn't like attached to the other one, so I was like, this is fine. It's doing its job. And then every other time I've watched it since, I've been like, this sucks.
Yeah, like, damn.
It's like after... Like, Rob Cohen just, like, lost all his abilities after the Fast and Furious. It's like, he had Dragon. He had Daylight. He had Fast and Furious. I'm sure he had a couple other 90s joints.
Triple X.
And then, Triple X is not good. And then nothing he's done since Triple X is good at all.
Hey, Triple X is fine.
It's fine. It's 2 stars. It's fine.
Triple X is cool.
It's straight.
I like Triple X. I would watch a 3rd Triple X movie or a 4th Triple X movie.
You said 3rd. You're supposed to be a cinephile. You fucked up.
The 3rd one. IQ1 doesn't count.
It does, and it's very bad.
That's not my Triple X.
Lee Tamborini, you fucked up.
Tamborini.
Oh man,
the guy that directed Die Another Day. He's a bad director too.
He makes bad art.
Bad art.
But bro, Rob Cohen. Ugh. And Maria Bello. She was trying. Not doing a good job, but she was trying.
It always trips me out that when they recast roles, it's like Marvel did this too. It's like, why would you get an actor who looks nothing like the previous actor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Just stunning. Breathtaking. She looks nothing like Rachel Weisz. Like, I look more like Rachel Weisz. And it's like, that's supposed to be the same person.
I don't want to throw up my breakfast.
Like Terrence Howard.
Next time, baby.
Next time, but they don't look alike at all. It's not that you recast the role.
It's like,
That's a different human being entirely.
This has nothing to do with Universal Monsters. Like, this might be the earliest we get completely off topic.
Mhm.
I hate the questions. If Marvel did this and Marvel did that, what if they had Ruffalo and Norton? What if they had Cheadle and Terrence? They're playing the exact same version of the exact same character, you dummy.
That's why the end of the Flash doesn't make any sense. It's cute, but it's like
Yes, George Clooney is Michael Keaton, you dummy.
It's cute, but it doesn't make any sense.
It's like Andy Muschietti. That you have no idea why people didn't care about that movie.
Yeah,
because
it's cute.
Motherfuckers watched 9 seasons of a show, and there were some dog ass in that show, but motherfuckers like the Flash. But
anyway,
if you see, like, I'm looking at my Universal Monsters list, and because the Scorpion King branches off of Mummy Returns, I have it on there. But there's nothing Universal Monster about the Scorpion King.
Not really, no. It's not even. It's more of a straight action movie.
Yeah, for sure. Now, do we want to go OG 3040s? Do we want to go these more current modernizations? Where y'all want to start? And since Eric hasn't seen Wolfman yet, that just came out, we'll keep Wolfman spoiler free.
He turns into a wolf.
Oh no! I guess we won't. I guess we won't.
He's a man at the beginning. I'll tell you that.
Even though I don't know shit for fuck, I love me some Julia Garner.
She's really good too. Like,
yeah,
she's good. I'm sure she's like 30
ish.
There's about her that, like, maybe it's because of how good she was in Ozark, and she was supposed to be so young on there. There's like, she still just looks young to me. Like, when I watch her, I'm like, oh, that's a.
It's crazy how long she's been around, because she was in the Sin City, the second one.
Yeah.
And how old was she then? I'm like, damn.
20?
Like, aged like 2 years and 15 years.
That's 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
A Dame to Kill For was 2014. I don't remember her in it.
Look.
Well, let me ask y'all this one question before we get into it. So it's kind of related. Have any of y'all seen The Monster Squad?
Yes.
Randy, you'll love it, man.
No.
Do you know what it's about?
Monsters in a squad.
Damn it, he knows.
No, man. But seriously, Randy, you never heard of it?
I've heard of it, of course. I've just never seen it.
So you don't know what it's about at all?
You do.
Isn't it like a group of kids that are like hunting monsters?
So it's who the monsters are. They're like, so it's basically Dracula.
Yeah, these classic monsters.
Yeah, and they tried to piggyback off of it was the 80s. I think it was 87. It's just like Goonie-esque.
Yeah, it's really like you put into Chat GPT, like, what would hit right now? And they were like, Goonies, Ghostbusters, and it's like, okay, give me something that's similar to all of those. And it's honest but I love it. It's great.
I don't know. I feel like I grew up with like monster. Didn't like Pepsi like have like a campaign where they were using all these old school monsters?
What the hell was that? They did. When was that?
I don't. That's ingrained in my brain for something. And then Eric knows there were Ninja Turtle, Universal Monster variants and shit. Yeah. I had all those. Mm-hmm. I've always liked these characters.
Burger King, a thing with the Universal Monsters when I was little, maybe like 7th grade, and they had the toys. I had to find, came with a bed, and you laid them on a little button, and it lit up.
Yeah, but it's a segue. I bring up the Monster Squad for a bunch of reasons. So, Rob Cohen executive produced that movie.
Holy shit! I don't want to see it now.
But I'm gonna save it. Shane Black wrote it.
That's true.
I can't do the meme where she's disgusted and then interested.
Shane Black wrote it, and a director who was on his way, he just, unfortunately, his movies didn't hit, because he had 2 like really good movies in the 80s. He had Night of the Creeps, and he had Monster Squad, and Fred Decker.
Name sounds familiar.
And he's been like in and out of Hollywood, but the Monster Squad is definitely it's a nice nod to the Universal monster creatures or whatever.
And it's got
a true cult classic.
What's his fucking name?
Exactly.
Yeah, that is a prime example of a cult classic.
Who's the guy that kills Jack Slater's son?
Yeah.
I can't think of the character's name.
He brought back the Ripper. Was it Ripper?
I wanted to say Ripper.
What was it? Nick, go on, because he yelled. I'm hearing the kid yell. He brought back like Jack.
What?
I think it was the Ripper.
Tom Noonan. Who was his character in Last Action Hero?
Oh shit. I had his action figure.
I think I did too.
Boy,
man, if we're so fucking,
I'm right. It's the Ripper.
We're so off topic. If one movie in my childhood was ahead of its time, it was fucking Last Action Hero.
Yeah. But unfortunately, a little independent movie came out a couple of weeks later called Jurassic Park, and everybody forgot about it.
That's a fact.
All right.
Damn it, Steven. The Ripper.
Mm-hmm.
I want Jack Slater movies. I want real Jack Slater movies.
Little wait.
That's what we do. Like way out. But yes, that movie, the Marxist Squad. They recently Shout Factory. Go to Shout Factory. They got a bunch of awesome editions of it.
Oh really?
Yeah, I mean not Nick, Randy. Buy the movie and watch it.
The Kino Lorber has one.
Oh really?
Oh, they do?
Yeah, Kino. I got the 4K.
Oh, yeah, Kino got the
Mr. Fancy Pants
4K rights.
Let's break and then we'll spend 40 minutes to an hour talking about Universal Monsters. All right, so I think if we talking, let's say 2017 was the buffer. The whole Dark Universe presentation, crash and burn, Universal resets. Lee Winnell did Invisible Man, literally as COVID was taking over the world, and then we got Renfield. 2 years ago? Abigail last year, Wolfman this weekend. I think I would go Invisible Man, Abigail, Renfield, Wolfman. Nick.
The Demeter in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen the Demeter. I didn't realize it was Universal.
Solid. Good to me. It's probably as good as Renfield, which I also enjoyed. Renfield was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Renfield was funny.
Yeah. Invisible Man is the best.
Peak.
Abigail, a relatively close second. But
that's the thing, though. Lee Winnell does this modernization of the Invisible Man, tweaks everything. And it all kind of sticks the landing and just all works. Like, we all know, like, the general consensus is the Invisible Man was a banger.
Yes.
It's like, Wolfman, I really liked Wolfman, except for what I didn't like about Wolfman. And it was one of those things that I think everybody's aware of by now.
That said the exact same thing. It said when it does good, it does real well. When it does bad, it's really bad.
But it's my only gripe is the character design and final form of the Wolf Man thing.
If you watch the Benicio del Toro Wolfman, that is like peak Wolfman design.
Yes.
People act bad, and I'm like, where?
You mean the Academy Award-winning design by Rick Baker?
Thinking about this is good. They got practical makeup effects. And he looks great.
It took the 40s. It took the 40s story, expanded upon it, made it bloodier, made it more horror, and is I kind of think it might be better.
No, stop. Enough. The old ones are unbeatable, but
not to me.
But it's like that one is a remake of that. Like
yes.
It's like this Wolfman for 2010. This isn't that. This is kind of just like a werewolf movie. It's a good werewolf movie, but I said it's a better werewolf movie than it is like the Wolfman.
Yeah,
like this is a Wolfman. He's a Wolfman out here.
Because I'm telling you, I'm gonna watch the original Mummy next April. I'm not going to say it's better than the Stephen Sommers, Brendan Fraser movie.
Well, it's very different though. Like that's that I don't know. I think of the old school like Boris Karloff Mummy. I don't think of it as like the Mummy with Brendan Fraser is almost like Indiana Jones, like that kind of like
yeah.
woohoo. It's not really like a horror movie.
No.
So it's different. And then the Tom Cruise movie is better than all of them. And, so we don't really need another Mummy movie.
So he was the Mummy at the end, right?
Yes.
Fucking even remembers.
Yeah. It's been 8 years.
Better question.
Man, they were. Whew, they just knew that shit. That was.
I don't hate it. I didn't hate it. I saw the vision. It wasn't that great. Like you just watch it, it's like this isn't a great movie.
Yeah, I saw the vision too. It looked like shit.
Yeah. Great
but
film.
Is
their universe.
Is Dracula Untold like the Green Lantern of all this mess, or is it the 17 Mummy?
What about was it I Frankenstein? Don't forget that.
I Frankenstein.
Was that Universal?
No.
I thought that was like Lionsgate.
And another movie I liked was Victor Frankenstein. Came out.
There we go. That's what I'm thinking of.
Years ago. It was Fox with McAvoy and Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, I Frankenstein was Lionsgate.
Yeah, everybody's always trying to do something, but it's like when Universal does it, even when it's bad, even when it's like a swing and a miss, like it feels like a more like Dracula 2000s or Dracula Untold. Not a terrific movie, but it's like it felt like they were like making it with a purpose. Like it was like this is our new Dracula movie.
Mm.
This is different. This is going to be Dracula for a while.
Luke Evans was solid
right now. There's even like the Mummy. Like the Mummy was not great. It was not with Tom Cruise. But it was like, we are making this with purpose. We are kicking off this universe. You were excited for it. I was like, we're not. But
they were really not, dog.
I kind of was. Wait.
I think, what was it? Was it Angelina Jolie as the Bride of Frankenstein? Like, that kind of had me hyped.
Yeah.
It was Javier Bardem as Frankenstein's monster.
Johnny Depp.
The Invisible Man. Russell Crowe was going to be like Nick Fury as Dr. Jekyll. It didn't make any sense. Sophia Boutella was the Mummy. And yeah, Angelina Jolie was attached to me.
Or was she? I mean, by the end of the movie, it was supposed to be Tom Cruise, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think Tom Cruise was the Mummy.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the Mummy. It don't make any sense.
Yeah, nah, it was ass. But it was purpose. Like they were like, this is a summer tentpole release. Like we are doing this is not just a Mummy movie. We're not doing Frankenstein again. Like it was like we're doing this now. It's kind of like they've scaled back and been like, okay, we're gonna keep putting the stuff out, but it's gonna be like quality over.
Yeah. Let's see how it does.
Make them all fit for whatever reason. Where it's like, wouldn't it be funny if we made a comedic take on Renfield? That's like that would. I don't think people will go see it, but I think it's a good.
But to do a little 6 Degrees thing, we were talking about the what's that 2011, the Benicio del Toro Wolfman?
10.
I think it was
2010.
February of 10.
Aimed like multiple times.
Yeah. But yeah, the Mummy movie with Tom Cruise, it's like they just why they just rip off American Werewolf in London with his friend being a ghost and visiting him.
Yeah, and it was like that's not what mummies do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, but anywho, yeah,
that's not what they do.
Yeah. Well, since we're going different movie studios and stuff, we can't forget about my boy John Carpenter's Memoirs of an Invisible Man with Chevy Chase, Randy.
We can forget that.
That's not on topic.
Yeah, it's Invisible Man.
We can forget that.
Nah, UniversalMonsters.
Yeah.
But I know. That's way off. But I had to bring it up.
Yeah, none of us ever saw the Frank Grillo werewolves that come out in December, did we?
That shit
It didn't come out. A movie has to come out. It'd be marketed.
The Blu-ray comes out in like 2 weeks.
It did a peekaboo and
yeah, December. Come on, man.
Yeah. But no, you know,
Violent Night Weekend.
I might blind buy it.
My father.
I'm gonna blind buy it.
My father told me it was shit, and my father liked Kraven the Hunter.
There's so much to unwrap there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on, your dad didn't like werewolves with Frank Grillo?
He did not like that, but he liked Kraven the Hunter. So I'm like, yeah, I'll wait.
He werewolves.
But why?
What guy?
Exactly. You're like, Kraven was cold. I'm like, man, no what?
Breathing.
I mean, to each his own. Like, every single thing ever created has a fan.
Yeah.
Your dad is a fan of Kraven.
But he's just like that they did a movie because he actually was a fan of the comic.
The character's fire.
Yeah.
I think, like...
Parts of it that aren't bad.
If Sony wasn't trying to just, like, copy Disney so quick and just would have let... Because somebody, if it wasn't John Watts, it might have been Kevin Feige. And I was in that camp that wanted Kraven to be the villain of Spider-Man 3 after the events of 2, Far From Home. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't somebody be trying to hunt Spider-Man because he murdered Mysterio? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was right there.
Yeah.
He's not an animal.
I don't
He's
care.
a guy.
Yeah. But answer this, going back to, is The Mummy Returns better than the original The Mummy?
No. It's good.
It's very close.
It's batshit insane.
I give them both 4s, but I think 99 is better than Returns.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've seen the original more times. That's got to count for something. I must have liked it more.
Oh man.
I don't know, man. I don't know how accurate any of this is because I'm on Wikipedia.
What's that?
But we had Javier Bardem. Like, they announced Javier Bardem is Frankenstein's monster.
Mm-hmm.
This says that Universal wanted The Rock as the Wolfman.
Nah, I don't believe it.
Angelina Jolie was in negotiations for Bride of Frankenstein.
No, they had the picture.
Yeah, she picture.
So,
sure.
Yeah, they had the group picture.
She wasn't in that.
Those people were not.
Yeah, no, they were. No, that's what I'm saying. He wasn't. But they knew who they wanted. But yeah, that was a good Photoshop.
Yeah, those people were not in the same
room. But you look at it, you're like, damn.
Scarlett Johansson was considered for a role in the Creature from the Black Lagoon movie.
Who was that?
Scarlett Johansson. This is like first I'm hearing of some of these.
Yeah.
Hunchback of Notre Dame is a Universal monster.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Or technically,
Jekyll and Hyde, Van Helsing,
Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, I want them to do Phantom of the Opera.
We got the one with Gerard Butler, who also played Dracula.
Yeah.
How this amazingly terrible Universal Monster Universe cast photo happened.
Joel Schumacher, bro.
I remember sharing that, being like, "Yo, all aren't."
I mean, looking at it right now, that's a hell of a good work. It's not obvious that it's not real.
It's funny that they just gave up on that. Like when the Mummy was like, well, we tried. And it's like, dude, what? You got all those people for that picture.
Yeah.
You didn't have to pay them a dime. We're not doing any of those movies. None of them.
That Phantom of the Opera was Warner Brothers.
Yeah, they did Warner Brothers did that like splashy musical. It's not really horror.
No.
First time I remember seeing Patrick Wilson in something. I think. So
when they redo, when they remake Abbott and Costello meets the Mummy, who's gonna play Abbott and Costello?
It's gonna be John C. Reilly and Steve Coogan again.
Yes.
It's gonna be them, but actually, I need to watch that. I don't know if I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like I got that set of 30 different movies, and it's like, am I even gonna watch 15 of these?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like Wolfman, there's got to be like 10 Wolfman movies, and there really aren't. Like I looked, and it was like, the Wolfman, It was like Wolfman meets Frankenstein. And I'm like, that seems like a lot more work.
The first one is She-Wolf in London or whatever.
Yeah, the werewolf in London, and then it was like a she-wolf in London. I was like, that isn't the Wolfman. That's a different werewolf movie.
Yeah.
Probably rocks. I've never seen it, but I've seen an American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, you want to reach for different wolf movies. You got to watch Wolf with Jack Nicholson. You got to watch American Werewolf in London, Werewolf in Paris,
Teen Wolf,
Teen Wolf 2.
Cursed.
Oh man, American Werewolf Paris.
American Werewolf in Paris. I remember seeing that commercial on TV when I was a kid and being like, and it had the girl taking her shirt off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is a.
Fuck. I'm 6. What is happening? What are we watching?
I just remember that. Isn't the poster like a distorted like werewolf's face or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always remember the trailer, then I realized when I got older how stupid it was.
Kind of a swing and a miss. And I can remember just seeing it young and it just feeling like
there it is.
A fever dream, like him like blowing up the condom. Like I just remember being like, what the fuck is it's like trying to be the original, which is like funny. Like American Werewolf in London is funny, and that's what makes it kind of unique. Is that it's kind of horrific, but it is funny. It's like bizarrely funny. And it's like this movie's trying to go for like bizarre laughs, and it's just bizarre. Why is he blowing up a condom? Like he thinks it's like acting like it's gum. Like I guess that's funny. It would be funny if a person did it.
Yeah, and then the bungee jumping scene, which was just. I'd see how they tried to create suspense, but I don't think there's anybody who's ever bungee jumped in the history of bungee jumping who tied their feet first before they tied the other end.
You don't know.
I hope
Wait, what?
No, that. But we haven't talked about Van Helsing.
I was getting there.
The greatest of all.
I don't know about all that.
Steven Summers again, right?
Some dog ass CGI. I just watched that shit a week ago.
It didn't hold up. A lot of it does.
It was kind of like a big deal.
A lot of it doesn't.
Yeah.
But I tell you what scene does when they're dancing.
Any scene with Kate Beckinsale.
To the mirror.
Yeah.
That's the coolest scene in that movie. And when he's talking to his the two women and he walks on the ceiling, they're talking upside down.
Oh yeah.
Did I remember that one?
It's like
Dracula's a pimp.
14, I think, when Van Helsing came out.
Yes.
So it was just like in that era, like Underworld.
Yeah.
The Resident Evils. Like, are these great films?
Ooh, excuse me.
Did I watch them all the time? Did I watch Van Helsing like 20 times? I did. I just put it in all the time and was just like.
I don't remember. Did they explain why his name was Gabriel and not Abraham?
No.
Whew. I don't think they did.
Moderned it up. Like, it's just whatever. He's Gabriel now. We call him Gabe.
Call him Gabe. What up, G?
What up, G?
What up, G?
GVH? Yeah. Gabriel Van Helsing.
Yeah, like they gave him like this badass backstory.
It's okay. Like people will look back and be like, "Oh, it's dog shit. That movie's so bad." I was like,
"No,
what?
It's solid 3."
Man, what happened to?
It's a solid 3.
Did Steven Summers just rat off into the sunset? He just
after G.I. Joe.
He did Odd Thomas after that.
Yeah,
if y'all remember that.
Odd Thomas. Yeah.
And that's it. That's 12 years ago.
He didn't let the Rob Cohen thing completely take over. You made G.I. Joe and Odd Thomas was like, okay, I lost it.
I lost it. I mean, yeah.
I lost the magic. It's like the Van Helsing magic.
The mummy magic.
Yeah, because there's another director who hadn't directed something like 10 years, and he's doing. I forget who that was.
Oh, name names, bruh.
Even like Van Helsing had to have
who was it?
an attempt by them to like make a franchise again out of it, and they never made a sequel. It was financially successful, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Ish.
I went and saw it.
But
$7.50. I remember in 2004. I can remember going to West Tower Movie Theater with my buddy.
Yeah, I think the ish is right. So
it cost me $14 to see one of them days.
Yeah, they spending that kind of bank in 2004.
2004, it was $7.50 at like 2 o'clock.
No, I'm talking about this budget. The budget for Van Helsing was 170 million in 2004.
That's like Waterworld money.
Yeah, and it made 300 million, so they probably didn't turn the type of profit they wanted.
They had a number.
Yeah, it came out on my birthday.
Gotta hit that number. Oh, no wonder why it's so mid.
Oh, May 7th, 2004. That's right.
Yeah, I remember like it got pretty like bad reviews, but I remember the consensus kind of being like, but it's a special effects extravaganza. And I was like, I guess. Sure. Now every movie that comes out is a special effects extravaganza.
That's a fact.
But that's why Avatar came out like 5 years later. They were like, you've never seen anything like this. I was like, I've seen Van Helsing. I've seen the 2004 masterwork of Van Helsing.
Troy came out a week later and everybody forgot about it.
What?
Troy.
Man, Troy didn't make money. Nobody cared about Troy.
Well, then Shrek 2 came out 2 weeks later and everybody forgot about it.
That's the one.
Oh, God. Troy was a...
Wait a minute. Garfield came out a month later and everybody forgot about Van Helsing.
No, Van Helsing. Van Helsing does not feel like it was the same summer as, like, Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, dog, yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't...
That's a weird year.
Feels like two different
The kids born that year are old enough to drink now.
Yeah. Ew. I was like fully... Yeah, like I'll get people in at work with like...
Man, Troy was a big hit.
2006. And
you know what? I've never actually seen that movie from beginning to end.
Troy? Neither have I.
Troy. And I know all the big scenes and...
Neither have I.
Oh, man, what a time.
Yeah.
I was reading something recently about somebody was watching Troy. Not to spoil, I guess, if you haven't seen it, but I mean, it's like...
Man, it's 20 plus.
Yeah, Brad Pitt plays Achilles.
Yeah.
And he gets shot, in his heel.
He's got weak heels.
So he got shot in his Achilles heel. Wow, subtle. And it was like...
You dumb bitch.
Oh, no. That's TikTok brain. It's
yeah.
TikTok.
Oh, no.
It's like what is it? That Friends episode where Phoebe doesn't realize that Lou Gehrig and Lou Gehrig's disease or whatever.
What are the odds? Gehrig's disease. That's exactly it. Like he got shot in his Achilles heel. It's like no, he didn't.
There's not even a body part called the Achilles heel, bro. It's like your weakness is your Achilles heel. His heels were weak as fuck.
It is. What are the odds that this would get to go on an Odyssey?
Our generations are like Einstein-ass genius motherfuckers compared to these kids out here. And I'm saying this on wax. Fuck you guys.
TikTok brain is real. And, it shouldn't be going away necessarily, but like some of y'all need to heal.
There's a TikTok brain.
TikTok brain. It's what it is. They'll get mad and say, no, it's not. It's like, it is.
So.
You didn't read The Odyssey in high school. What the fuck are you talking about?
And they're not going to sit through the Christopher Nolan movie either.
What are you talking about? You did too.
So is Dracula the best of the OG original movies?
Or like Bride of Frankenstein is crazy. I do really like the Bela Lugosi Dracula though. Like even like for its day, it's like 10 years older than the Wolfman, and like the set pieces are just like his tomb, like the big. I don't know. It's like hard to explain, but it's just
it's so fun to steer y'all back on topic.
just makes it better. Like, I can't describe it without sounding like a dick, but it's just like, it's just better. Like, it's quiet and like black and white, and he's just down there in his fucking coffin. It's just scarier. It's like, ooh.
With no goofy mustache.
This is true.
Yeah.
That was the only thing from Nosferatu. It's been out for like a month now. We can talk about it. Why did he have a mustache? Why?
Because
the whole
fucking Robert Eggers wanted to Lee Winnell contrarian the source material.
I'm still thinking about your question. I don't know. I think probably.
I ask a lot of questions. What question are we talking about?
I think the Wolfman with Lon Chaney. I mean, that shit's great.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards
it was really good.
It ain't Dracula.
I watched that the other day, and I mean, it all still holds up. It's not like any of it is like, this is so bad and dated. It's like, it's still, he's a wolf man. He's got the fucking ears. He looks awesome. He's walking on his tippies.
As a, like, I was kind of like roasting like the old generation when I typed out my Letterboxd thoughts. It's like what was it just like the makeup? Like, oh my stars, like it's so frightening. Like
frightening. I don't even know if that's like what they're going for, but it's just like, you know, back then, you know, there were movies being made about everything all the time. It's like, I'm sure, was that even like the first werewolf movie? I don't know.
She-Wolf like, in London.
But it's like, he's got, you know, the effects of like him turning in, you know, that's top-notch shit for 1941.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's got hair now, and he's like, you know, this thing and all this stuff, and it's like a mystery that unravels. It's not just like, oh, he got bit. He's turning into a wolf.
Nah, bro, but so in that third act, though, he was so smooth with it. Like the hunting party was out there, and he like changed back to himself or whatever.
Yeah,
like, I'm out here. Like, what the fuck do you want? What the fuck do you mean? Why am I out here? I'm doing the same shit y'all doing. I'm looking for the beast.
Why are you?
Now we all bought that set, right? That came out. The one that you posted recently, Randy. Well, obviously you bought it.
I got them individually, like a fucking.
I posted that shit 2 years ago. I've had that shit for 2 years.
I got them.
Of course, I purchased mine at the Steelbook set.
Even AI knows that's an ill.
I got mine like individual. Like I got the Frankenstein, the Mummy, Wolfman, Invisible Man, Creature from the Black Lagoon. And I even got like...
Yeah, I bought mine more than a couple. And of course I bought it from Best Buy. Oh, the memories.
Fuck Best Buy.
I haven't said Best Buy in a year.
Betrayal.
Not a foot. I realized the other day, I drove through their parking lot as a shortcut to get to somewhere, and I realized
that's all it's good.
Yeah, that's all they good for now. Fuck them.
Let me go around this way. And I was like, I haven't even driven in this parking lot. It's like I just felt it when I turned in. Like I was like, wait.
Because fuck them, that's why.
I used to go there every fucking week.
Man, they gave me Best Buy a $5 coupon to like, come on in, use the coupon. That shit expired. I don't
on what? On what? Don't need fridge.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't need a new refrigerator, bitch.
Put that towards the TV. Go fuck yourself. Anyway.
Yes, but I'm going with the Wolfman or the original.
It's great. Like, you know, but it's got like, that's why like this new one, it almost seems, it's so different that it almost seems unfair to compare it. But it's like, you called it the Wolfman, so I have to compare it a little bit, but it doesn't have any of that like lore.
That's like, the thing. You don't necessarily need to compare Abigail to Dracula's daughter.
True. And it's like the Invisible Man is very different than the original Invisible Man. It's more to like Hollow Man with Kevin.
Yeah, it's a sci-fi, but a harder modernization.
Yeah, so it almost seems unfair. That's why I was like, I don't know. It's like as the new Wolfman, I don't know. As a Wolfman, like a werewolf movie, it's really good. But like, yeah, the old school, like with the, you know, the lore, the pentagram, the talking to the gypsy woman, and then all that stuff. That's just good. And like, the movie did all that. And I was like, yeah, it's good. I prefer that.
That's what I'm talking about. Like Lee Winnell wanted to like pick and choose and like just go against the source material for his own shit, but still keep an essence of the original title. And it's like the one thing that they kept that I think was closer to the Joe Johnston, because that wasn't in the 41 at all. It's a spoiler, and I'm not gonna acknowledge shit, but he still did it. So it's like, is that his like one wink to an older Wolfman movie?
All three iterations deal with the main character's relationship with his dad in some kind of way.
Yeah.
It's different in all three movies.
It's very different in all three movies.
Yeah, it's different in all three, but that's like the one thing about all three that's like.
That was watching the original though. I was like, damn, this pops damn.
Yeah. Yeah, the old one, it was just like, you catch on to things. Like, he goes back and it's like, oh, my brother died in a farming accident. And you're just like, no, he didn't. Like, by the end of the movie, you're like, it's a wolf man. But it's shit's good. Like, I don't know. There's just like, I don't know if it's just because it's old or if it's like deliberate, the way they made them. But there's just like this charm to those old movies where it's just like, yeah, this fucks hard. This Frankenstein is just better. It's better than whatever the fuck they were doing in Van Helsing, where you could like see his brain.
Yeah.
I don't need all that. I need Robert De Niro with like the stitches on his face. I don't need, give me the old, it's just more effective. It's
stick some bolts in his neck, let him stick his arms out. Let's work.
Dracula to be the hottest guy in like the nicest suit and like looking with the long hair.
Kenneth Branagh. Oh wow, forgot about that Frankenstein.
Yeah. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Yeah.
What are we doing? And that is clear ripoff. Just piggybacking on Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah, Dracula.
That's why it was called that. Nobody calls it Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. We know who Frankenstein is. Bram Stoker's Dracula was,
it's copycat league.
Take on Dracula.
Yeah.
And it's hit and miss. It's good. People act like, there are people that act like it's like a flawless masterpiece. I'm like, it's not. It's got a lot of issues. But it's cool. It's good.
Yeah. I forget. Yeah, that's probably the first thing I've seen Helena Bonham Carter in.
Dracula?
No, Frankenstein.
Oh, I was like, was she in Dracula?
The Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I'm sorry.
That movie had an anniversary recently, and I realized like I haven't watched it since I was like a kid, probably.
No,
barely. I just remember it being like, oh, edgy.
I wonder if we're gonna get the Mummy wrapped up in toilet paper next year.
Yeah, like I'm like, we don't need edgy, hot mummy girl. Like
Sophia Boutella though.
Yes, and it's like I enjoy what I'm seeing, but it's like we don't need edgy mummy. Like we need a mummy. I don't know.
Sarcophagus.
Edgy Frank. Just give me Frank with the bolts.
Yes.
It's just better. It's like Bela Lugosi as Dracula with the fucking the widow's peak and the accent. It's just better. Watch it. It's like this just fucks harder than Gerard Butler as Dracula. I'm sorry. Or Luke Evans doing what he was doing, which was fine. It's just better.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh. Hard agree.
I feel like we aren't talking about like this Creature from the Black Lagoon. It's like they haven't even tried that. Like
that's what I want.
Yeah, it's just turned into like Swamp Thing and other stuff over the years that are just like, whatever, they're close enough. And it's like, no, where's the creature?
Yeah, they really haven't.
Yeah,
remade or the creature.
Where's the creature?
Yeah.
Where? I don't know.
Yes.
Oh man. Oh man, with like the glasses and all that. They tried.
Yeah.
It's just bad. The effects in Hollow Man are really crazy. for its day. The effects were like top notch. Did you also see his penis? So,
oh man, that's gonna be 25, ain't it?
There's an abundance of wiener here.
with a little penis.
And Hollow Man turns 25 in August.
Really?
Yeah.
I have the Super Bit DVD of Hollow.
Remember those?
For some reason, my Hollow Man is the Super Bit edition DVD. I don't watch it often, but I do own it.
Super Bit.
I think we've covered most of the 90-year history of.
I feel like there's a glare. I feel like we're gonna hang up and there's a glaring miss. Like, fuck, we didn't talk about.
Kind of like there's nothing recent for, like you said, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
It's the Disney Hunchback. It's got to be part of it.
No.
Disney Hunchback.
No. So they've got 4 very watchable modernizations. They've got 2 modern pump fakes. The shit they did in the 2000s.
Art.
Nah. No.
Van
Tomb of the Dragon Emperor is dog shit. There are things to like about Van Helsing. The 2010 Wolfman is better than its reputation.
Underrated. It underperformed a little bit.
Yeah.
Budget. But it's like, yeah, you look at it and it's like, God, it's awful. And it's like,
no.
I'm missing what's awful about it. The only thing about it where it's like, y'all didn't even try, was like, everyone is British except for Benicio del Toro. Like, he's just talking completely
because he got sent to his aunt in America, bro.
Like, how old are you?
That was the loophole.
Have an accent at all? You're Madonna? That's like reverse Madonna.
And it's like the 2 Stephen Sommers Mummy movies are like the epitome of fun action adventure.
They're good. People like they're
And then, I guess that's what happened when you just don't understand what the vibe is supposed to be with the third one. I know.
It's like, were people like itching for a third Mummy movie by the time that came out? I remember like it did okay at the box office. I remember it going number 1.
I was about to say, did it dethrone The Dark Knight?
Yeah, I remember it being like a mildly big deal. Like, they were like, guess what? It went number 1 after 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. And it was like, oh, cool. That's
great when fucking Adam McKay and Will Ferrell can't dethrone The Dark Knight, but then The Mummy 3 can.
The Mummy, it was like, we did it. But it's like, were people like, I feel like now people have gone back and kind of reassessed and been like, the 99 Mummy fucks. Like, that movie's great. Like, I watched that as a kid, and yeah, it was really fun. But like, then were people like, we really need a third Mummy?
And between Van Helsing and The Rock in The Mummy Returns, Stephen Sommers and his CGI guy are the problem.
It's The Mummy Returns.
Yeah.
There's nothing in Van Helsing that's as bad as that.
No.
So there's a show, and they've talked about it plenty of times since. It was just rushed. And the technology wasn't there, and they didn't do because the visual effects artists, they get to defend themselves.
It's not even. It's like, you go back and look at something as dated, like even these old ones from like the 30s and 40s, but you're just like, dude, but look at what you had and like what they were doing with what they had.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, the Mummy, the Scorpion thing, it just came out the gate. It was just a rush effect.
Yeah. No.
And the studio.
We're 5 years from the 30s. Think about that.
Yeah. Go back and look at like even like the old stop motion King Kong. In whatever year that you're like, oh man, that's so dated. But you watch it and you're like, dude, how did they even do it? I couldn't do that today.
Yeah.
How did they even do that? How did they make the clay guy pick up a guy and make it look like he was eating them in 1930, like what, 2? It's like, I have no clue how they did that shit. And they were just, it was innovation. You go back to Mummy Returns and look at the fucking rocks. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
I know for a fact they could have made that look better in 2000.
They could have.
Yeah.
But Universal just, because for people who don't know how most of these big movie companies work, they start movie production with a date.
Yep.
We want a movie on this date. So,
and they all do that, by the way.
yeah.
EC,
Because so we can get our bonuses. If we make this date, we can get our bonuses.
Justice League.
Become richer. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So they rush it. Because what happened, you asked the question, the answer is probably no. Like, were people really asking for a Mummy movie after the second one? But no, Universal got a slot. They crunched some numbers and they said, let's make another. Mm-hmm. Because they asked Stephen Summers to come back and he said no.
I'm going to make G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I mean, he wanted to do something different. And then they went through blah, 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 blah.
Rise of Cobra is better than Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
It's better.
Sadly.
I mean, close.
Yeah.
I'd say it's probably a close race, but
sadly. Brendan Fraser was in that too.
Mm-hmm.
So was Arnold Vosloo.
Like, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor just doesn't hit my head. I don't think of it as like this horrible dog shit movie.
But it is.
Like, the first time I watched it, I was like, that was fine.
No.
I had the same thing with G.I. Joe though, I think. The Rise of Cobra. Like, I remember
that's always been poo.
Like, so I think that like year time frame, I was just I remember seeing Revenge of the Fallen in the theater, making cool, fun. And
Joe.
And watching it and being like, wait, this fucking sucks. What the this is so bad.
I like how better of an actor Channing Tatum has become.
Chicken.
Yeah.
Because you remember the scene in that G.I. Joe Rise of the Cobra when
ass.
He reveals himself. And Channing Tatum like, no, you son of a bitch. When he was tied down to the chair.
Yeah, I remember getting cast in that and being like, fuck this already.
I watched that before Snake Eyes. I don't remember it.
Like, who's this partner at least? Marlon Wayans. Like, it's just like, G.I. Joe.
Cast was stacked.
It's not.
Yeah, but has anybody seen Odd Thomas?
No.
What?
Odd Thomas. Stephen Summers.
I thought you said Odd Thomas.
With Anton Yelchin?
Yeah.
I've not seen the film, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah. Stephen Summers' last feature film.
No.
Isn't it, like, good?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
It's not an effects extravaganza.
It's no special effects extravaganza. I know that. He didn't want to do G.I. Joe Retaliation. He was like, no, I've said all I needed to say in this world.
Apparently.
A better movie, unfortunately.
I don't know. We're
That's
gonna have to
crazy.
go back and like
not one good G.I. Joe movie.
Hey,
oh man, we're gonna have to cover some of these like good but not name recognized directors because they're out there like Peter Hyam, Stephen Summers, those directors. They make
good art.
They make watchable movies that are a lot of times big hits, but they're not household names like those type of directors. And you know who?
Like Michael Bay.
We got way off. This is what we do.
That is what we do.
One of those directors is?
Is it somebody who's directed a Universal Monsters movie?
No.
Damn.
It's somebody that's definitely, he's directed a board game movie. But he's not a household name. He got some bangers.
Joe Johnson?
Yeah. He has a TV show he has a limited series on Netflix now that he's promoting.
Peter Berg.
And Peter Berg.
We talked about this.
I talked about Peter Berg with my mom recently. She was watching that show.
American Primeval.
Like, sometimes I love Peter Berg because he did like Friday Night Lights.
Oh, bro. That's what we were talking about because he was just on SmartList.
Yes.
Battleship is probably studio related bullshit, and Spencer Confidential is kind of cheeks. Everything else he's done is very good.
But that's Netflix, right? You know, Netflix
Wahlberg.
come running with the check. You take it.
Yeah.
He did the Wahlberg trilogy where it was like
It's
Lone Survivor,
more than a trilogy.
Patriots Day.
Yeah, based on true stories.
Great. Like where it was like, holy shit. Those
Mile 22.
Mile 22 now. And I was like, less great. Not part of the same. No.
But Maggie was in it though.
Yeah, that movie sucked to me.
So, Lone Survivor, Deepwater Horizon, Patriots Day, Mile 22. They've done 5 movies together.
Yeah. They made magic happen for 3.
Yeah.
But like I was telling Randy,
Lone Survivor, Deepwater Horizon, and Patriots Day are bangers.
Great movies.
It's a very respectable career, but we'll talk about that.
But yeah.
Definitely. Oh man.
Oh shit. Talk about a special effects extravaganza.
Yeah, the Universal they wanted to dip into the like Transformers well with Battleship and all that.
Some of the Transformers movies,
He wrote The Losers.
Some of them. I remember seeing them in the theater and like it was like the part where like the old guys were like suiting up, like it's like let's go. The one guy had no legs. I was like, oh, here he goes. He's putting it on like.
Oh man.
It was like we're gonna fight the aliens. We're doing it. The old guys. Battleship or whatever they were doing.
No
so y'all
shit.
tell me this, because I mean, there's only 2. I don't know if they announced anything. Should Universal stick with Lee Winnell to do this thing? I mean, we'll see. Box office.
Wolfman is a miss. Like when you're looking at it, it's like Invisible Man was a hit. Like it was like boom, knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a miss. I just I'd like to see him do something else for sure. His name is on something. I'm gonna be like, ooh, cool.
Yeah.
Not like this ruined that.
I think. I don't know.
I don't know if I want to see him do like Frankenstein.
It's like, how do you modernize like Phantom of the Opera, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Frankenstein? I kind of want his next thing just to be something original.
Yeah, like I don't need him to necessarily keep making.
Yeah, that's crazy. The gap between his last movie and this one is.
The Evil Dead Rise director is doing The Mummy.
Yeah.
Who?
Whoever directed Evil Dead Rise.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That movie was great.
Lee Cronin.
Sure.
Yeah. And then yeah, I don't know. Cause like,
but we'll see.
I really enjoyed Upgrade. I really enjoyed Invisible Man.
I know, Randy. Nick, we'll talk about this. So before we go, just because Lee Winnell is related, I think Insidious 3 is one of the better Insidious movies.
It is. It is the second best one.
I agree. And it's the prequel. And it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Why don't they let him do Saw 14?
It would be it, because didn't he like write Saw or co-write?
Pretty sure.
Oh yeah, he and
the idea.
James Wan.
There's kind of a subtle, not really subtle, but there's kind of a Saw reference in Wolfman.
Wait, what?
There's kind of a Saw reference in Wolfman. When you look at what happens in it, it's like.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Well, that's definitely. Did y'all see the Saw Easter egg in Invisible Man?
Wait, what?
The Saw reference in Invisible Man.
All this went over my head.
What's that?
So all this went over my head. I didn't catch any of this shit. I've seen Invisible Man at least 3 times.
In Invisible Man, when
4
she's
times?
Escaping from the asylum place and she steals the car.
Yes.
She'll call you back. She pulls off and a light shines on the wall. You'll see graffiti of Billy the Puppet on the wall.
This is brand new information to me.
Is that in universe, or is it just some like door?
Yeah. Even in what about the one in Upgrade? Did y'all see that one?
No.
Oh my goodness!
I've seen Upgrade 1 time.
Yeah, I think
I saw that twice in theaters and like 2 times. But when he's going to the apartment to meet the hacker, when he's getting shut down,
Yes.
He's going up the stairs. There's graffiti of Billy the Puppet on the wall. It's easy to miss. You only saw it one time. Why
didn't he just do a Saw?
There you go.
But yeah, he's I guess he's proud of his contribution. He's doing these little Easter eggs.
Wow. The original Saw was such a fucking game changer.
Yeah.
And all he got to do is like lay in a fucking cellar floor for the whole movie.
My name? Fucking confused. What's your name?
and you gotta give him credit. I mean,
Dr.
He's
Gordon.
not an actor, but he did a pretty good job with his American accent because he's Australian.
Yeah.
Good at Carrie Elwes.
Good A, mate.
Yeah, he's a good A, mate. But Carrie Elwes can't say murder. When y'all watch it, listen to it. His accent, he said murder. Murder. Set me up for murder. I love Carrie, and then blessings to him, man. He's one of the many who lost his house. Yeah. You're just jacked up with that.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to LA.
Yeah. But yeah, Lee Winnell is definitely, I'm glad he's getting the work he's getting. Because Upgrade is, like we kind of mentioned it earlier, like when a good piece of original stuff go out, y'all don't go see it.
Yeah.
They went saw Venom same year.
But now Upgrade's trending number 7 on Netflix. Fucking idiots.
He's a fucking
idiots.
Oh man.
So I think I have taste, but these two guys say that the Tom Cruise Mummy is the best Universal monster movie ever. When it's clearly Lee Winnell's Invisible Man.
Oh man.
What do we got in 2 weeks? I don't know.
Mummy dissection.
We can either do a Dogman spoiler podcast, or we can talk about all those directors who contribute bangers but get no accolades. That's a good topic.
Mm-hmm.
I'll come back. I'll put a bow on this. It's Rec League Podcast, bitch. Yo. You bitch made motherfuckers think that I'm playing the field out here taking command like I'm Jaden, and you hating. Cornball boys, she know it's one and done with you dating, faking, and they Bourbon Street masquerading. I'm on that Crown Royal whiskey, Coca-Cola chasing. Flow is amazing, and I need me a motherfucking agent. Neo in the Matrix, instead of bullets I'm dodging Satan. Go a couple miles, then I turn her cause I'm Indiana pacing. If I see it, I'ma take it. You can hold a L and determine who you blaming. Give me the payment, or we can make an arrangement. Fist hit your face hit the pavement. This game I'm trying to change it while y'all be on the same shit. They thought I was down, but too quick I rose like Jalen. I bust a rhyme, the aftermath of the truth hurts when you can't play the game shit. It's love, man, woman, black, white, Indian, Asian. Life is hard as fuck, and it's only you that can change it. So chill until the next episode.